It's caterpillar season in Sydney again, and I've already caught 3 that were attacking my bonsai. So they will now be fed to ants, and it's only a matter of time before the ants find them. I'm going to keep looking through my bonsai. But yeah, 3, that's the most I've caught at once. Usually I only ever find 1 at a time. But I guess with the warm weather we've had, they've all hatched, and then with the rain I wasn't going out to check. So these little shits have been attacking my bonsai, and now they will get a death sentence for it. So one of them's having a last meal, at least, and another one's trying to escape. And the little one, I'm not sure what it thinks it's doing yet. Hey, the biggest one thinks it can escape. Oh, and it found something to nibble. Oops. What is it nibbling? It's a thing that's been up there for ages. Oh my god, I can't focus. There you go. I think it's like a little bit of blueberry muffin or something. Don't quite remember what it's from, but yeah, no, that's been up there for a while. I'm surprised it didn't grow any mold. But even more surprised that the caterpillar loves it so much. I thought they just ate leaves, but I guess this one likes weird fruity stuff. Get the front of it. No, we just lost the... it's really hard not having a proper camera, just using my phone, but yeah, we get a little bit of focus. Let him go. The ants are on the patrol now. I sort of woke them up with a bit of splash of water in the jar. And then they started running around, and then I think they've realized that there's other life forms in their habitat now, so they're on the prowl. I don't think they've got any yet. No. So the other 2, the ones that collided with each other earlier, one is still hanging off the sugar bowl. The other one is just chilling on the leaf. The smallest one hasn't really moved that much. Like, it's wandered, but mostly sticks to its original leaf. And then we've got this big one eating what's, you know, like, oh no. I didn't know it would eat it. I don't know that it's necessarily healthy for it, but there you go. I guess it was heaps dry in Sydney for a while, so maybe that helped with mold not growing. Plus, I don't put a lot of water in this ant nest because they seem to prefer dry environment. Maybe that's an Australian thing, I don't know. They're not a huge fan of the moisture. Yeah, oh, is it going to be discovered? I saw the shadow of an ant, but it doesn't seem to have come the right direction. Anyway, yeah, so there's actually a few things. There was this tiny little fly I put there on the lip of the jar as well, further along, which is actually now being investigated by an ant. But yeah, no, I thought they'd eat it or at least chuck it overboard if they rejected it, but no, just stayed there. Nothing's been growing mold. The only things that have been growing mold are the ants in the moat, and I haven't cleaned the moat in a while. So I can see little spores of something on there, which, you know, probably not great for my health if it's something heaps dodgy. But, yeah. No, I finally got control of the mold problem. We have had a bit more, wet in Sydney this week, though. So I guess I just gotta keep an eye on it. Yeah, wow, okay. I just have to keep an eye on this one and make sure it doesn't actually escape and fall into the moat and drown itself. Though if it does drown itself, that'll make it easier for the ants to eat it, right? But you want your food to stay fresh. So, to update, the two smaller caterpillars are hiding under the little food bowls I made ages ago. And here's the big caterpillar. So, it had been running around for a bit, and I kept pushing it back in and, you know, trying to stop it from escaping. But at one point it did fall in the water, and I think that drained a bit of its energy, and, yeah, now I just knocked it off the wall again, and, it's staying curled up, and the ants haven't quite figured out that it's there and helpless, or presumably helpless. The ants have been taking a while to attack, like they sort of have been nipping at the caterpillars, but not really going in for the kill. They've been a lot less aggressive the last little while. I don't know if that's from lack of practice, or like the season, or what, but yeah. So hopefully now, maybe they'll actually try and eat it. Like maybe they were just trying to defend it from going too close to where they keep their eggs or something. But now that it's helpless, surely they can go and eat it. Guess maybe they're just not that hungry. We'll see. Nope, we're not that dead after all. I'm not quite that exhausted yet. We can still keep trying to escape. Okay, well, it's still the same day, and they're still all alive. Haven't really been attacked. The ants have sort of been keeping to themselves. They've been running in circles, but around the outside of the jar, and not really bothering the caterpillars. And that caterpillar, the only reason that one's moving is because I poked at it because it was outside the jar, and I just made it go back on the inside. But as I was trying to do that, it fell in the water. And now it's just sort of like, hey, what did you do that for? And trying to figure out where it wants to snooze, I suppose. But yeah, so kind of underwhelming. In the past, the ants would have, like, devoured these, but, I don't know. They're just not interested right now. What can you do? So we'll see how things go overnight. Hopefully the caterpillars will stay in the jar rather than needing to be rescued from the moat, or, God help me, escaping and disappearing into my room somewhere. But yeah, this is where we're at right now. Not much going on, really. Oh, wait. One of them's being harassed now, but not very much, it seems. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any action. So, what the hell? I finally find them 3 caterpillars, the soft green ones that are easy to eat. And the ants just don't seem to care. Wow. While I'm here though, one more thing that happened today is because it's been raining so much. Yeah, though outside my house, I didn't film it because I didn't have my phone on me at the time. But yeah, outside our house, like on the outside walls of our house, there's this huge ant massacre. And so, I don't know, I think maybe the ants that live outside my house got flooded or something, and so they all came out and then were like dropping their dead everywhere. And they're just like all along the walls. Crazy. So, yeah, I hope they're not like, you know, like my house is quite old, so it's got a lot of sandstone, and I just hope that they're not, you know, breaking down the sand and, you know, we'll have to repair it. Because, you know, the house is pretty old, so over the time period, that could be a problem. But yeah, no. So outside there's a lot of ants. And a lot of dead ants too. You should just see like lines of them, there's meters and meters along the edge of the house. So yeah, if they're still there tomorrow, maybe I'll film it. But yeah, I don't know. And it hasn't really rained that much today. It was more like yesterday. So I don't know if they'll still be there. Anyway, that's enough of ants running in circles around the jar, I suppose. I'm gonna go to bed. Good night. Alright, so the two smaller ones, I think, fell into the water overnight, and drowned. And the ants have finally found one of them and now are going for it. The last caterpillar is just hanging out on the outside of the rim on the other side, so I can't get an angle from here, but yeah, here we go. And focus on him. Sorry, I can't get steady. I really need like a little desk tripod, eh? Okay, so the smaller one has been discovered. I think there's still ants working on the bigger one of the dead ones. But they are taking a lot longer to eat them, carry them off, whatever. In the past, you know, with a bigger caterpillar, they would have just, cleaned it up so quickly. But it's been a while, and yeah. Not as much action. So I don't know if that's because there's like less ants. If they've sort of gone a bit dormant over the winter, or yeah, I don't know, maybe if I haven't cared for them well enough and there's not enough of them. I don't know. So, and the other caterpillar that's still alive hasn't moved. They don't seem to have tried anything with it. So yeah, this is taking a lot longer, and we're not getting the swarms of ants we used to. Yeah, and then I don't know. I can sort of still see the eggs from the outside of the jar. It's a bit hard to get it on camera though. So there still seem to be some, but I haven't seen any like developing. So whether they're fertile eggs, I don't know. I mean, the ant population is managing to stay, like they're still alive. If they weren't having viable kids, you'd think they would just, fizzle out over a couple of months, but that hasn't happened. I just wonder if, maybe the reproduction isn't going so well. And I don't know if it's seasonal or if it's something to do with, I haven't looked after them properly, or just the natural cycle of things. Yeah, so this isn't as exciting as it would normally be, finding 3 caterpillars and feeding them to ants. Oh well, I guess we'll see how long, assuming the ants survive further into when summer comes around. Maybe things will pick up, especially when it gets warmer. But for now, this is how things are. Okay, so I'll put a date somewhere for when this is happening. I think it's maybe 1 or 2 days after. I don't know. My sense of time's been really off, but the 2 caterpillars that were dead are now like shriveled messes. I'm not sure if you can even see the one on the right. You can definitely see the one on the left though. And yeah, shriveled mess. They didn't eat a whole lot, and well, I guess they ate some of it. They're just kind of shriveled, and the one on the right's a bit dirty, that's why it's hard to see. Yeah. So, I mean, they did chew on them a bit. They didn't really clean them up like they usually do. As for the other one is still alive, hiding under the sugar bowl. So yeah, it's sort of moved around, like it's gone from the meat one over to the sugar one. And I don't know how long it's going to sit there, but yeah. So, a bit different to when we usually get caterpillars, hey? This is not the outcome we were expecting. Oh well, we'll see how long the big caterpillar lasts, I guess, but if any mold starts growing on the other caterpillars, I guess I'll just have to, get rid of it, so that we don't get that problem again. Quick update. Caterpillar's still alive. Doesn't look quite as big as before, but it has still been moving around a lot. Probably looking for food, which is not much of. Oh my god, guys, I totally thought that caterpillar was dead. Like, it had fallen into the water, wasn't moving, and so I flicked it back in, and yeah, it didn't move when I first put it back in. But then I had my ants outside just to get some air so they don't get moldy. Yeah, no, when I came back to bring them inside, this caterpillar was sitting on the glass. And then, yeah, I brought them back in my room, gave him some honey, and now look at the damn thing. It's on the move. What? I thought you were dead, little mate. I'm still not gonna let you out to go and attack my bonsai though, so... Yeah, what the hell? The ants just aren't so hungry these days, I guess, because I think... Where's the other? Can you see that? That is one of the other caterpillars' remains in the middle there. The other one's somewhere... I think that little thing in the middle there. Yeah, they didn't eat them really like before. Oh, don't want to just go and say hello. Yeah, I don't know. That's one hardy caterpillar. Like, it hasn't had proper food all this time. Maybe it's nibbled on some of the stuff I've given the ants. Like, there's still a bit of dried meat and some sugar. Now there's some honey. You can see all the leaves from my bonsai drying up. Damn, though. Still alive. So not only have the ants not been hungry enough to eat it, this thing just, it keeps going. But like I said, I mean, you know, it's kind of like, you're so tough, maybe I should let you live, but I'm not gonna let you eat any of the plants that I like, so yeah. What can you do? Yeah. As for the ants, I'm not sure what they're doing. Oh, hello. We've got Jesus ant walking on water. Gonna have to rescue you, eh? Oh yeah, I just cleaned their water today as well. That was another reason to take them outside. Are you gonna make it back yourself, or do I need to save you? What's that? Oh, that's another ant from outside. God, it's actually tiny. Can't really get the scale of it because I'm zoomed in so much, but, oh dear. You're not meant to be here. They're these tiny, tiny ants. How big is that? That's like 3 millimeters, maybe? Yeah, they live outside on the little wooden table we have out there. Somewhere in that area. That's where I see them all the time anyway. And yeah, it looks like one hitched a ride on here and doesn't know what to do. Anyway, where's Jesus ant? Yeah, you need some help, hey? That's the others. I don't know. Usually they have their eggs on this side somewhere, but I don't think they've brought them back yet. And yeah, caterpillar. Surprised it's lasted this long. So what do I do if I find more caterpillars? Do I just, like, maybe I need to start a caterpillar jar and, you know, keep them alive to feed them when the ants do get hungry? I don't know. Because I can't have caterpillars eating my bonsai. Maybe I just squash them. I don't know. Why aren't you ants hungry? You know, I wonder if the eggs aren't viable, or... I mean, if they didn't have a queen, they should, they should have died out by now, right? It's been, what, 9 months? And they're still going? Are there any species of ants that manage to maintain such numbers without a queen? I don't know. And, like, I also don't know if it's weather dependent, you know, how active they are. Anyway, I'm gonna save Jesus ant. You can see the surface tension on the water maybe is... Uh-oh, you didn't go upside down, did you? It's hard to tell through the camera. No, we're still good. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna save Jesus ant. We'll give updates when more stuff happens, I suppose. The last caterpillar's finally dead. Got out this morning and it was in the water. So there it is. I don't feel like the ants are gonna give a shit. But there you go. Hey, the ants decided they were hungry after all, and they've dragged the caterpillar all the way over here, which is, I think where they've been keeping most of their nest lately. Yeah, I've seen some eggs. I can see some eggs from the outside. I'm not sure if that's exactly the spot. Round about there. I don't know if I can Get you to see from the outside. You can sort of see I'm working away there. Oops, sorry. I'm just trying to look without the camera because it's a bit... Yeah, just, above and slightly to the right of where the caterpillar currently is where they were keeping some eggs, and I could see, I think there might be one there still, but I'm not sure. And yeah, I could see a couple that looked like they developed beyond just being eggs, so, you know, hopefully things are still happening. Anyway, sorry about the dodgy camera work. I'm not really set up for this sort of thing, eh? Yeah, but nice to see them actually having an appetite. I don't know what's changed, because they weren't so keen on the other caterpillars. Maybe this one's just tastier. Yeah, and I've also seen them eating some more sugar lately. I refilled that a little while ago, and I've actually seen them doing that. So I think they're starting to get a bit more active now. You know, I took them outside, cleaned up their water. Didn't really do anything else. It's just to get some air and clean things up so that they don't get any mold. As you can see, I left all the leaves and so on in, but, you know, whatever. Maybe it's just the overall temperature in Sydney they're starting to react to and be like, hey, springtime, maybe we should actually do some stuff. So, you know, like, I've been a little bit worried that they were in decline, but I feel like this is a good sign, and yeah, the last few days I feel like they have been a bit more active. So I guess we'll see. We'll see how they go. Yeah, so you can see one sort of poking around at the caterpillar. It's not like they're heaps excited by it, but they did drag it there, whereas the others, they didn't. So I don't know that there's going to be much action if I just keep filming this. I think this might be the last one for this 3 caterpillar saga. Congratulations if you made it to the end with me and my ants. Don't know when I'm going to edit this. I'm a bit behind on editing things. Been a bit down lately, but whatever. Got some good news today. What I think is good news anyway. But that's another story. That's right. Chomp on that caterpillar. Chomp it. If I can get it to stay focused. Oh my gosh, they chucked the remains overboard. Oh dear. Well, I suppose it's time to tell you the news. So I'm filming this on the 5th of December, but yeah, as you can see, no ants in the moat, and no action going on in here. So I think actually around Halloween is when the ants all died. Now Halloween I was quite busy, so I didn't get time to film or make a video or anything, so I might be a little bit off. But yeah, around that time, so, I mean, I had seen a bunch of ants in the moat, and so as usual I went to clean it up, because like that happens every now and then. They chuck their bodies overboard. Ants don't last that long, and they're very clean, so they chuck out the dead ones. But yeah, straight away after I cleaned it, I suddenly saw like one final mass suicide, or I don't know, a whole bunch more got chucked overboard, and that was the end of it. Now, you know, like I did feed them some caterpillars and they sort of munched on them, but nowhere near as excited as they used to be. In winter it was a little hard to feed them because like I don't have that much wet dog food and they seem to get bored of it. And I never figured out what species they were, so that made things difficult. But yeah, no, they seem to be getting a bit better for a while, and I could see, like, you know, one of the eggs actually looked like it was developing. But for a long time, I didn't really see a whole lot of development. I mean, of course, this isn't really set up properly, so you can't see what's going on in the middle of the nest. But yeah, no, they're definitely all dead now because I haven't seen a new body in months, which means they're not cleaning out their old dead. And yeah, that's the end of it. That's the end of my almost year-long ant keeping experiment. Now, of course, we are coming into summer now. It's officially summer. But yeah, so, you know, starting to see some more ants at work. I work in bonsai, and every now and then, you know, you open up a bonsai, like you're repotting it, and you find all these ants in the soil, and they were quite active. And so, yeah, I think what we need is a storm or something, you know, to get the right conditions. Although Australian ants, I don't know if they act exactly the same as ants everywhere else. These ones that used to live in here definitely didn't seem to behave the way that I was expecting. They seem to prefer things to be really dry instead of moisture. But yeah, no, so we'll see if I can catch more ants this year. But yeah, that's the end of the ants that I found last year. And we may or may not have any more ant videos going forward. I know they're my least popular videos though, so probably no one's really that upset. But yeah, that's wrapping it up. R.I.P. Okay guys, it's Christmas Eve / Christmas morning, middle of the night. I just found this one. Oh my god, it's so hard to focus. I just found this one running around the kitchen. Oh my god, I can't focus on it. Anyway, so it's still trying to flap its wings. I don't know if that means it's good or what. Like, is it trying to get rid of its wings? I don't know. But yeah, no, I've sort of set up this again. I just had it outside. I put some sugar in there and up in the top thing as well. I'm gonna release it. I can't film it because I need my hands, but yeah. Is that a queen? I guess we'll find out soon enough. Alrighty, she's in. And trying to escape already, but we'll see how things go. Please don't fall into the water. Just, like, dig a hole and start laying eggs, yeah? That looks like a viable queen, right? It's been a while since I've really looked into this stuff, but it's summer again, so it's a time for ant hunting, right? And this one flew right into the house. Probably wouldn't have made it if I hadn't caught it, because it was totally going in the wrong direction. But yeah, no, hopefully we can get something started. Can anyone tell what kind of ant that is? That is, like, I've really got to go to bed, so if it falls in the water overnight, like, there's not a whole lot I can do to help you. Yeah, it's the next morning, and of course I had to save her from the moat. But I don't know, you can just see her wings and abdomen there. Is she digging, or is she just sort of like slowly dying? We don't know yet, but that's the update Christmas morning. Nope, not digging, just walking around. Not sure what to do. Okay, so it's Christmas Day later in the night, and she disappeared for a bit today, but I just saw her popping up, so I wonder if she's building or just investigating the light turning on. You can see movement. And yeah, so I wonder if she's setting up shop. You know, now that she's given up trying to escape. Which makes me feel a little bit evil, but then again I kind of am. Sorry about the focus. And the lack of tripod. And the fact that she sort of disappeared behind stuff. Oops.